Doing target audience research is crucial to any sort of film, whether it's a short film or a feature-length film. Before starting my film, I was required to define my target audience through the means of age, gender, and socio-economic of my audience. I decided that my primary audience would be males aged 16 to 21 years old. Having established my target audience, I was then able to begin constructing a plot for my short film that would be aimed, enjoyed, and watched by the specific target audience. After completing a basic outline for my plot, I began my first piece of target audience feedback. This came in the form of a simple short film questionnaire that featured a multitude of both open and closed questions. The questions featured such topics as pace, subgenre, and character representations. The results from the questionnaires were crucial in determining my plot, as it was my first insight into what my target audience wanted to see within my short film. The benefits of doing research in this form has no limits. Firstly, due to incorporating both a mixture of open and closed questions, the responses were independent to individuals, meaning that when it came back to developing on from them, I can choose from different thoughts and opinions. This was further enhanced by me giving out questionnaires to a large amount of people that increased the data I received. I also had no limit on the amount of questions I could include. This allowed me to have an array of different question topics. Before collecting the results of my questionnaire, I firstly made a blog post that outlined the purpose of each question. This made the process much easier when I went through the responses individually. After I collected the data from all of my target audience members, I then summarised the responses in a blog along with my intentions that I decided from the responses. After which I then created visual aids that would help summarise the closed questions. This made it much easier when it came to developing my plot later on. I was able to construct these visual aids through the means of a website called Online Chart Tool, which included a variety of formats for my data and allowed me to input it onto my blog for further analysis. To gain a more in-depth response that could not be found in the questionnaires, I also formed audience feedback through the means of a spoken focus group that was recorded for later analysis. This allowed me to refine certain aspects such as location, plot, and other areas. Having it formed as an open conversation allowed me to have a discussion with the audience, which meant I could ask more questions where relevant. Having it being a verbal form of research, I was able to explain my plot in more depth to ensure that they understood it, as in written form it can be difficult to comprehend what someone is referring to. I also found a discussion-based research was easier to discover the preferences and opinions of my target audience. The format allowed me to easily upload it onto YouTube and then put it onto my blog, so that I could reference it throughout the project easily. Even after completing the research element of my short film, it was still crucial that I conducted audience feedback to ensure a sense of approval from the target audience. This was to ensure that the film was still based around targeting the specific audience to which I defined in the planning stage.